Hello, come on in.
Hi, Stacey and Meg.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Welcome to Sinders Bridal House. Come on in. I hear you have some questions for us today.
Yes, we do. So in one sentence, could you tell us who the Sinders Sisters are?
One sentence. You know, if you know us, you know we're not good at one sentence things. How's that?
We are sisters.
Yes. That's it.
That was great. And what kind of roles and responsibilities do each of you hold?
Okay.
Stacy's the balloon flying around in the tornado.
I am. And Meg is like my rock that holding me down, which is a good thing. How's that?
Balance,
Yeah,
right?
balance is good.
All
It's
about
necessary. Yeah.
All right, wonderful. So could we get a little bit of history about the building that we're in?
Oh my gosh, this building is actually pretty magical. This is, the house itself was built in, I think it's 1895, if I'm not mistaken. And the original owners of the building was oh my gosh, I should remember all of this.
Abner Nichols.
Abner Nichols, thank
Abner
you.
Nichols was the original owner. He was the mill.
He owned the mill, which
Yeah.
was across the street from here, and he had a wife, and I want to say 3 daughters and a son, and the son tragically passed away very young, if I'm getting this all correct. I should have brushed up on my history before we did all these questions. But
Mostly
yeah.
I'm just like, yes, the building was built in 1895 and that's where I stopped.
Okay, great. So could we get a little more information about the first floor that we're in right now? How many addresses do we have? What's the setup like?
Okay, so we walked through a little bit of the setup of the front room, and we keep, which would have been the parlors of downstairs. So you would have walked into the front parlor. This would have been maybe a smoking room, a sitting room, a den, something like that. And you can tell that from the fireplace, which is original to the house. This fireplace is actually still a coal fireplace. We do not use it. We do not set anything on fire in there, but it's all original. I have not touched it at all. And yeah, so we use these 2 rooms as our showrooms for all the dresses in here. And there's probably 300 dresses, I'd say, approximately in here. A lot of dresses, a lot of stuff. We're really lucky in that we were able to keep all of the fretwork in the building. So this is all original. And we do have the original trifold doors that actually sit across here. We just can't use them because they take up a lot of space when they're open. So, yeah.
And could you tell us a bit about the designers that we have in-house?
So we have three houses. We have 3 design houses. Essence of Australia, Cala Blanche, and Eva and Mona. So they all break into their categories. Essence of Australia has Essence of Australia, Stella York, and All Who Wander. So that they cover a wider range of the typical flowy dresses that you'll see in the magazines, and then they carry like the more boho geometric laces as well. So you'll see the differentiation between between their categories. Cala Blanche has Cala Blanche, which is again a higher end. You'll see more beads. La Pearl is their boho line, so again flowy, geometric, a little more avant-garde. And then L'Amour, you'll see more of the flowy, more of the chiffons, the lighter styles. And Eva Lendl and Wona Concept, they are our Ukrainian designer, made by one person in their shop in the Ukraine or Poland, and again more European, more avant-garde, that like high-end look.
Amazing. So a little bit of a fun question. Do you guys remember the first gown that you had sold?
That was a really long time ago. that was like 27 years ago. Oh my gosh, no, I don't remember I remember some brides and lots of brides who stick out. There was a bride who came in and her fiance asked not to have her look like pudding in a cloud, was what he said. She bought a dress that made her look like pudding in a cloud, and she was so excited. it's little stories like that I remember. But no, I don't remember my first bride.
I remember certain dresses, like the daisy dress.
Yes.
Because Sinders has been around since 1987.
Yeah.
And we were younger. Stacy worked here since high school.
Yeah.
And when we didn't own it, obviously. But so the dresses have changed a whole lot over the years, right? But when we were taking over, there was one dress called the daisy dress, because beading at that time wasn't what it is now. It won't be like a full, like a Cala Blanche can do a full head to toe beaded dress. It's phenomenal, the one that we have. But this dress, so it was a ball gown, tulle on the bottom. It had actual beaded daisies, like the daisy itself was beads, just beads. We called it the daisy dress.
And it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
I can actually show you when I started here, and a long time ago, I'll show you where I actually used to do all the fittings and get brides dressed. So come on with me.
Things have changed dramatically.
Dramatically. So where we currently have our studio, used to be a porch when I started here. It was the actual original porch that went under the front of the house. So this little corner that you're looking at here, pretty much where Meg's standing to here, this was my change area. So yeah, so this actually, I would change 3 brides at a time. You would work with 3 brides at a time, because Saturdays were always crazy. And of course I was in school, and so I'd work Saturdays in the evenings. So 3 brides at a time, they would all change in this little tiny section here.
In the same change room.
In the same change room. And then we'd come out here to everybody's party, because I wasn't the only consultant working. So this would be the room for all 6 brides and their party members to change, or to look at themselves in all these mirrors in here. It was crazy. It was crazy. The difference from what it was then to what it is now, the change is unreal. So,
which is why we talk about the Sinders experience too, because we've changed it so dramatically since then. Like,
yeah.
Times have changed. Like, the way that we want to buy right now is different as individuals. Anybody coming into this shop would not accept that as a service industry. So what we saw from when it started versus what we do now, that's why we call it an experience, because it is a one-on-one actual. You're the only one in your change room. You only have a whole room to yourself. We've seen the change.
it's big.
Yeah.
It's a big difference, yeah.
All right, so you were gonna bring us into your studio. Could we see a little bit about your space?
Yeah, come on in the studio. Okay, so
It's a little nicer right now than it was earlier.
a little bit. So I apologize for the mess. Come on in. As a creative person, you know, if you're a creative person, you know things are always messy because you're always in the middle of something. It just is the way it is. So this is the start of our studio. This is where we do a lot of filming for our YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
This is our beautiful light stand right now that
Being
isn't
held
a tall
up.
enough pole, so
Held up by boxes for shoes. Yeah, it's quite.
our clothes everywhere,
Yep.
because if we're doing multiple filmings, we have clothes everywhere. We
Correct.
don't have a closet in this building, so.
And if you know the story behind Meg and I, we are both engaged, and we have been engaged for Meg much longer than I have, but for years. So we've never actually jumped the gun, did it, and actually got married. So these are 2 of, I'm not kidding you when I say we each have 6 dresses in the building that we've purchased over the years to be our wedding gowns. So that's why they're still here in the back room. And yeah, little tidbit. This is mine. And that's Meg's.
Funny that they're so similar.
They are very similar, aren't they?
You're like we kind of have a similar style going on
Yeah,
there.
we do. Yep.
Yeah.
Both beautiful and unique in their own way.
And
Yes,
that's it.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Amazing. All right, so maybe let's head upstairs and you can show us around the
Photographer was going down.
Show around the
fitting rooms.
Yeah.
And maybe we can get a little insight on each room and the names that they hold.
Absolutely. Come on up, staircase. This is our big, beautiful staircase with the gorgeous noble. This entire staircase is original to the house, which is why it's quite short, because nowadays we wouldn't get away with making anything that short. We wouldn't pass code anymore. So. All right, welcome to the 2nd floor.
As we fix things.
As
as
we
we
fix
go.
things as we go. Oh my gosh. Welcome to the 2nd floor.
So Laura room, let's start with the Laura room. So typically you'll find Amanda working in this room. This is our blue accented room, has that bay window, gives you lots of natural light. So really good for seeing what your dress will look like on the day at an outside ceremony.
Correct. Yeah. Try and keep the rooms fairly open. We try and have it so that you can have your guests in, it doesn't feel crowded. And we also try and keep still the aesthetic of the old building because it's so magical. Like there's just something about an old house, and that's about what everybody says. It's just part of the experience, and it helps to make it feel like a magical day. Yeah.
And your experience when you were younger, did that help with your vision of taking over and making it the way that it is now?
We constantly change our vision. You'd have to ask Amanda, and I don't know if she'd give you an honest answer, how many times we've changed this building. It's constant. And which is a good thing. We still say it's a good thing. It's hard. It's difficult. It's difficult for the girls. It's difficult for the work. The amount of renovations of a 5-year plan of renovations that we smashed into 3 months.
Yes.
But there's always something that we can reorganize to work better. Or there's always something where like each room needs an individual change room. So the lower room has its own full change room, which is an actual room. Like in some places you would go, this would be the size of a viewing room as opposed to a change room. So it's elaborate, it's expansive. But that's what we want to provide.
But it's really important, I think, to have that as what you remember as your day when you're dress shopping. I think that's a really important thing, that you had your private space, but you had a private area for your party members. I think everything that we've gone through is we try and be like, okay, what's not working well in how the business is running? Okay, what do people want to see more? I mean, can you imagine? I asked a bride to be like, here, come in this side corner. This is my closet area that you get to change it. Oh, that's just somebody else's clothes. Like if we never changed and we didn't evolve, then the business would have gone bankrupt a long time ago.
Yeah.
So
you have to change with the times, which is why we change so constantly. Well, let's say it's that. It's not our erratic nature.
We're not going to blame it on us. No.
And has the evolvement and the change come easily, or is it something that's taken a bit of time to come to?
Ooh, I love change.
I'd say both.
Yeah.
Because the changes are necessary, and we don't usually have a problem doing the change. It's deciding what the change will be. It's making the decision. Let's go at it in that way. So we know that there needs to be change, or we know that there's a glitch. We can feel that there's something that just isn't working. It's not smooth. So we have to change something. What is the change? So figure out what the change is, and then decide between us what the change is going to be, or agree on what the change is going to be. So last time, one of the major times that we changed things, we actually brought in an interiors designer, because we admitted that we cannot separate ourselves from the look, what I would design myself, what Stace would design herself. We were not separating from what the business needed to be. So interior designer, outside view, what does it need to be?
Yeah.
Worked phenomenal.
Yeah, sure did.
She was great.
Yeah. Thanks, Tim.
And as we see, you already told us about the lower room, and each fitting room has its own special name. Could you tell me why that is?
So each room, so this is Florence, last room is Laura, we have an Isabella and an Elizabeth. So each room is actually the daughters and mother of the original owner.
The wife.
The wife.
Was wife and the 3 daughters.
Correct.
So those are the 4 names that we used to name them after the family.
Yeah.
The women in the family.
Yeah.
Because we're a women-run business and we're family. Yeah. So
Exactly.
it seemed fitting.
Love that. That's great. Okay. So as far as the appointments go, how much time does each bride have? How does it kind of break down as far as the amount of time that they get?
Okay. So we say about 2 hours, and that's a total time. That's from you coming in the door and actually looking through the dresses. You get to pull the dresses yourself. We feel that that's really important, because you being able to touch the gown, see the fabric, and actually maybe something might catch your eye in comparison to what you've actually told us or sent us as a Pinterest board. So it's easier for you to look through. Then we come up and we start trying on the dresses, and once you get through a lot of the dresses, and you try them all on, and then you'll have favorites, obviously. Some we'll end up putting back downstairs and putting away, but the favorites we end up putting back on again. You probably spend a little bit more time in those, and maybe not. Maybe you'll put it on a second time, and the dress you won't love it as much as you did the first time, and it's an easy no to put the dress away. So I'd say, yeah, and then we always leave time at the end when you say yes, and then we can actually go into the accessories room and you get to sign our dress book, which is kind of cool. So what we do as sort of a memento for us as well, because it's kind of great to see all of our brides on this book. So this is our second dress book. The last one was full, so we ended up having to make a new dress book. So all of our brides have signed the book, which is pretty awesome. It's a great memento for us.
Was this an idea that you always wanted to do when you guys took over?
No, we actually saw it. We do a fair amount of reading. Obviously, everything in our life is bridal, and so we,
we spend a lot of time immersed in bridal and like bridal culture and that kind of thing. So there's magazines that we read, like industry magazines about wedding shops and that kind of thing. So there was a shop in the States somewhere. I couldn't tell you where it was. It was a while ago.
Yeah.
But they did this kind of idea where I was like, you know what? We have dresses. We always end up with extra dresses that either don't sell or we kept them for sentimental reasons or something like that. Like the dresses that we have downstairs that are supposed to be our wedding dresses that we've never worn. So we used one of those.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Mm.
Okay. So there is another floor to this house.
There is.
Do you think we could go check it out?
Yes. Again, this is where the creative women are, so you please have to bear in mind that this is where the creative genius goes on, is on the third floor. So yeah, come on. And this is going to be kind of a sneak peek of what no one else gets to see, really, because nobody gets to actually see the third floor ever.
Yeah.
So you're getting like,
When you see alterations, you'll see like the Elizabeth fitting room. You'll see the seamstresses, but not this.
hello everyone. Hello. We're videotaping.
Oh, videotaping.
So this is where the magic happens. This is kind of different in our building rather than in your house. But these are the magic hands that fix everything. Extreme talent up here. Absolutely. Yeah. Come on around.
And is it true that you and Stace have done your fair share of work up here?
I'm gonna show you my area, which is it's kind of it's the only reason it's half clean is because of Janice. So Janice, this is my area. As you can tell, I have not used it in the last little while. Yeah, but I mean, it's great. So yes, have I done my fair share? Absolutely. I think I was 16 when I started sewing wedding gowns. Hey, Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Stacey started at Sinders, moved to Roses. I started at Roses. We both grew up sewing. We've done this for a while.
Yeah.
Altered for a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fix the wedding dresses. That's why. But I mean, that's why we have such a large basis in customization or changes to the dress, whether it's little or big. We know what's possible.
Absolutely.
And now the girls know what's possible because we know it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how did you come to create the team of seamstresses that you have now?
Oh man.
They find us.
Yeah, pretty much. So Janice, come on over, meet Janice. Janice showed up here 35 years ago. How long, Janice?
35 years.
35 years ago. So Janice and Rose started everything. So this is the woman that taught me a lot, or almost everything that I know about bridal for sewing.
I just made her think that she didn't need to go to college or university. She could just stay here and work. She was so good when she arrived here.
How many times have we said that over the years? You don't need to go to college.
No.
You don't need to leave here.
You can learn everything
The
you need.
School of Roses.
It's exactly. Yes, we learned a lot. Let me tell you, at the School of Roses, did we learn a lot of stuff. So
We were taken care of at the School of Roses.
We were, that's
taken
true.
care of. Janice still takes care of
they still every day will feed us like lunch if we don't have lunch. Janice feeds us coffee every day at lunchtime. Like, yeah. So pretty much it's, I don't know what I'd do without these girls. Poor Brittany got roped into this by her sister. So she's unbelievably phenomenal at what she does. She didn't think she was at first. Yeah, that's right.
Let's take the care
Don't
of
say
you.
nice things about me.
flush nicely.
Yes, absolutely. And then Junko has been with us for years. Oh, how did Junko? What? Tell me the story. What?
I think she showed up.
Did you just show up one day?
Yeah.
Everybody's. Yeah, you did just show up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
do you have a job available?
That's kind of how we get everybody. Everybody just
Yeah.
shows up and they're always like, "Do you have a job?" And we're kind of like, "Oh, like, I mean, can you sew?"
Yeah.
She said, "Yeah," and there we go. That's it. That's the story.
It's been 5.5 years now.
Has it really been?
Yeah, it's almost 6 years.
Oh my gosh. We call it sort of like almost like a Bermuda Triangle. Once you start working for us, it's most of the time you don't leave. That's why. That's why I laughed earlier when Abby came into the office and I told her, I was like, "Oh, we should make a joke about your being fired," and she was like, "What?" I'm like, "No, I'm kidding. You're never fired. You're stuck here forever."
All right, so maybe let's head back downstairs and we can check out the stylist's office.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on down.
It looks great.
No, it's just a video. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's fantastic.
Watch your head on the way down. So I have to say that we do get a lot of legwork going up and down the 3 flights of stairs every day constantly, as well as arm work when we have to pick up the dresses.
Carry the dresses.
Carry the dresses. So, and it also becomes almost like a competition for some people of like how many dresses can you carry in your arms at the same time, right?
Can I help you with that?
No, I got this. Yeah.
This is the soon-to-be coffee area.
Yeah.
Actually, see, something is always a process. Something's always in the works. So
Absolutely.
we're like
So-
coffee area. Why don't we have a coffee area?
Yeah. And then, so
So,
now we're going to
Shake the building again.
Yep. It's time. It's time. It's only been 2 months. I think it's time. This is Jody. Often you probably won't see Jody because the poor thing does everything behind the scenes.
Very valid here.
So welcome to the office. Okay, now quick story about this office. This used to be, when I was here a long time ago, this was the garage, an actual legitimate garage. And then it turned into storage space for all the dresses, for brides' dresses.
It was like a maze. It
Yeah.
was like a maze that you see like the mice run in you'd come in the door, go through here.
Yep.
I swear there were 4 rows
There was.
back here. Like
You
just
had to go back and
Yeah.
forth to get the dresses and get in and out. It was crazy. It was hot. Oh my gosh! And the summertime was
so
so hot, and then in the winter, freezing cold. Like you want to put your jacket on and come back here.
Yeah.
So when we took over Sinders, we revamped this whole thing and made it into the Roses fitting area. So the Roses building was across the street for about 4 years, 5 years. 8. 8.
Time has no meaning.
Time is a vortex around here.
Yes. Yeah, we moved to the
Jody knows. You know. That's right.
alterations moved across the road for a little while, so it's back in the building now. But yeah, this was Roses when we took over Sinders, and then we moved them upstairs. This became the fitting room. It's
Yeah.
now the offices.
It's
Shake the building.
Shaking the building. It's great though. This is the biggest office we have ever had for everybody.
It is
And
hands down the biggest
Yeah.
office we have ever had.
We
Usually the
used-
closets are the offices.
That's what I was gonna say. We used to be in a closet, and I'm not kidding, a closet for our offices. So this is pretty nice. Yeah. So and then the back steaming room. So we have some new dresses, brand spanking new dresses coming in. This is like, you guys haven't seen these yet. Sneak peek. And the goat. That's who this is. The one and only Amanda. I would say the shit, but I'm not allowed to say that. I'm thinking on YouTube. Beep. Amanda does everything. Amanda has been with us since she was probably 2.
Yeah, she has actually been here longer
No,
than
that's
us.
a lie because I was here before her.
You were here before, but then you left.
And then I left. That's
So
true.
the amount of time that she spent in the building, then you were not in this building.
That's a good point.
I think it was longer.
And she
Amanda
looks
owns
so-
she owns everything.
Yeah.
Amanda owns us. I have a bracelet that says, "What would Amanda do?" She's put up with us
She
for
has.
almost 10 years.
She has. And she's really good at being like, we're doing what now? Oh, okay. All right, cool. But she is actually the best travel buddy we ever had.
It's true.
She
I have
is-
not laughed so much as I do when we travel with Amanda.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
That's a story for a different. I love this story.
Those are like my favorite stories. Traveling with Amanda. We'll do another YouTube story about that because it's worth it. Yeah.
I'll never get through.
You'll
We'll never get
you'll
through.
never get through
We're not
customs.
getting through customs with Amanda. Mm-mm, no.
Oh, there's seats over there, Stace. Let's just go
Let's
have
go
a
sit
seat.
down.
So there's no question that you guys have an incredible team.
Yeah.
Very true.
And-
We would not be what we are without our team.
100% yes.
Yes, and what are some of the qualities that you guys really look for and hope for in your team members?
Patience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The ability to laugh.
The ability to take something that is super stressful and still roll with it and then laugh about it afterwards because nothing is, this is actually a really stressful job and everybody knows because probably everybody in their head right now is like nodding being like, oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing and the highs are worth every second of every low and every time that something goes wrong or somebody's upset.
But it's
So
not
it's-
even the things that go wrong. It's literally just the emotion. Like
Yeah.
the emotional roller coaster of every person, every bride, every bride's entourage, every mom. The emotions are up, they're down, they're sideways. This happened, this changed in my wedding. It's a constant roller coaster of emotions to get through each wedding that we deal with. And there's hundreds
Hundreds of weddings.
every year.
Yeah.
So we are the constant in that. We are the ones that will say, it's okay. We'll take care of it. Because we can relieve that stress. We can't take it off you, but we can relieve it for you.
Absolutely,
We can make
yeah.
sure that this is taken care of.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
stress management.
Yes, the girls got to be good at that too.
Yeah.
And the sense of style as well on their own. They should have some sort of sense of style and the ability to work well with others because it takes an entire team to make this building work. There's no way that even one of us or even just the two of us could do. There's no way. It needs the entire team to run this building. So, yeah.
Wonderful. So I know that we are missing an important part of our team.
It's Abby. Turn around. It's Abby.
It is! It is! Someone, yes! There she
But we are mostly predominantly a female team here.
We are.
But we do have one
We
male,
do.
and he is extremely important and wonderful.
My poor partner, for some reason, thought he was going to be okay to work with us. Living
should've known better,
living
like,
with me alone
The
should
first-
be enough.
Yeah, the first thing I said to him was no takebacks.
It's true.
You've got her now.
Yeah, it's true. So now he feels that he's okay to work with me as well as live with me. He's a
And
good
then
man.
He did not know that taking this on took me on.
That's true.
And now he gets yelled at twice
Package
about
deal.
everything.
yeah, that's all you get.
No, he's great.
He is actually, you know what? He does a lot of stuff. He comes from corporate, so he's comes from much bigger fish than what we currently are. But it's great because he's helped us grow, expand, open up the second shop, and streamline a lot of stuff. So he's been very much a large part of why we've gotten even bigger. So yeah, and he's a great character. He's got the most amazing sense of humor. If you ever see him, he looks extremely scary. And when we get a picture of him, you'll see. But he's actually the sweetest person ever, and he's really funny. So, and he loves to talk. So if you ever see him, he loves to talk more than me. I don't normally get it already done twice. Yeah,
That's true, actually.
it's true. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so I think we'll head back to the showroom and we'll end it off there.
Yeah, let's go. I'm just loving this watching Julia go backwards. It's good.
I'm like, where's that thing that the gimbal might have worked, but
Oh, maybe, eh?
where's that thing that Chris and Kathy had that like just
Oh, yeah, you hold it. Yes.
All right, so
Back in the
one
showroom.
question to end things off. What was the biggest advice or mindset that you guys had attained to get where you are today and hopefully in your upcoming adventures?
Grit and determination. Ooh, sheer stubbornness.
Yeah, and never stop believing in and never stop believing in your goals. Never stop believing. Stacy's original concept was we will be bigger than Kleinfeld's. And me as the rock at that time rolled my eyes.
She rolled her eyes at me all the time.
Sure, Stacy.
Look at us now.
But without dreams, without goals, without huge dreams and huge goals, we would not be here.
Agree. But the great thing about Meg, though, is I am 100% the dreamer. Am I the doer of the dream? No, not so much. Can I dream it? Oh, yeah. Are we going to make it there? Yeah, because of Meg. Because she will actually be like, hey, I booked this thing, I did this thing, and I panic at that point. And I'm like, we're doing this. Okay, cool. But that's how we've gotten so far. And I think we play extremely well with each other. So, yeah. But I definitely...
You know what we've made it on? Delusional confidence.
100%.
Can we do this?
I don't know.
Let's figure it out.
We're gonna.
Why not?
Well, thank you so much for your time. You guys are an incredible team, and I just appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to be with us.
Yay! Thanks for coming. Bye, guys.